Hi, my name is Matthew Nichols. I'm the Director of Percussion Studies here at Florida Atlantic University. And I just wanted to go over a couple of tips and tricks that I utilize to help me prepare for this All State Audition excerpt. And I hope that these little things will help you as you are preparing as well. The first thing that we need to talk about with this excerpt is that our eighth note pulse is steady. What that means is at the very beginning, even though we're in 5/4, if we can utilize an eighth note subdivision, that'll help us transition perfectly into the 3/8 that happens on the third line. Getting into that first, we do need to talk about the fact that there are single slashes with ties. Now that's not your common diddle from maybe a rudimental background, but that is just going to be a short roll over the space of the 16th note. You noticed I utilized two hands, the 32nd note speed, to get that roll to sound as smooth as possible. You can also use one hand and just prolong that buzz stroke a little bit longer. Regardless, it doesn't need to be a double stroke. It needs to be a buzz roll that happens quickly over the speed of a 16th note. Other than that, make sure that your embellishments are nice and even. There are no accents on the flams or the drags that happen in the first two lines, so try to keep them as even as you can. And then really push your tempo as we get down to piano for the first time. It's going to be more impressive to the listener to hear you show that extreme contrast from the forte and the fortissimo down to the piano. Now I like to utilize the different playing areas on the drum to change the tone of how I sound. But you also notice that I decrease the stick height from which I play, and I also relax the intensity of my strokes, so that those few notes is all very relaxed. That way I don't feel like I'm gonna overplay. Now crescendoing back up, we need to introduce, again, go back to the center of the drum for more tone, and then really introduce a stronger technique so that we can really achieve that dynamic contrast. And then the last thing is I would encourage you to prolong that final fermata just a little bit to show off your soft snare drum roll and a smooth and gradual crescendo to a forte snare drum roll. Doesn't need to be too long, but I wouldn't want you to miss that opportunity to show off what you've been practicing. And the last thing also I'll say, I know I just said last thing, but one more thing I want to mention is when you're playing the snare drum and you play loud, that is not an invitation for you to play aggressively. I don't want you to damage your snare drum head because you have to play fortissimo. It's a great time to put dents in the head, but if you maintain a relaxed grip and you utilize stick height as well as the weight of the stick as it falls with gravity and the momentum that's created by all of that, you can achieve a fortissimo volume without overexerting and causing damage to your drum head. So I want you to think about that as you're playing. Even though it's forte, fortissimo, want to utilize a good sound on the drum that doesn't damage it. So that's all I have for today. I hope this has been helpful to you. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I wish you all the best as you continue to prepare for your All State audition.